test me, I'll do PPSA with the conscious part, and you just test with strength.
Okay.
Okay. And next, we'll both use strength, just to see the difference. Okay, it's a big difference in strength. Okay, and then I'll add the additions, and so this time I'll do the conscious part and you add the additions. Yeah. Okay. And this time we'll both do the additions. Okay. Alright. So when we both do the additions, it just comes down to experience. And I've been training for many years, so it's more experienced than Jose, even though he's much stronger than me. Alright, thank you very much. Conscious part is PPSA, positive thinking, good posture, stop calmly in that posture, and then put your attention on that flow of ki, the torus pattern, and raise your arm. Okay, and if I test with strength, I cannot bend your arm, that's good. If I test with ki, though, and we use the same principle, I'm able to lead your ki, even though you're much stronger than me. That doesn't matter. The stronger flow of ki will lead the other person's ki, mind, and body will have to follow. Now, if you add the additions, the subconscious part, then it will make this much stronger for you, and I will not be able to bend your arm if I just use the conscious part. So start with the conscious part, PPSA, and raise your arm, and then add the additions. Number 1, send love and continue infinitely. Number 2, send love, add the torus. Number 3, send love, ask for the highest and best. Number 4, send love, and silence, drift towards sleep. So you have the additions, I just have the conscious part, PPSA, sending ki to my best of my ability without the additions, and I'm not able to bend your arm in this case. You have the advantage of the additions. If I add the additions too, 1, 2, 3, 4, then I can bend your arm. And why is that? You can rest your arm. Because I've been training much longer. Experience makes a difference at that point. The most important thing is the highest level principles, factors, additions, and whatsoever. That's more important than experience in and of itself. But if we're using the same principle, or I'm using a higher principle, then I will win each time. If you're using a higher principle than I am, then you'll win even if I have more experience. That's how it works. Win in terms of the unbendable arm, but there's many key tests, like fingers naturally joined. We can do that. So this time you test me. Try to pull my fingers apart. I'm extending ki. This is stable. If we test again with strength, and it's so much easier to open them. If I extend ki with PPSA and you add the additions, you should be able to open them. Yes. And if I add the additions, and you can add the additions too. Too bad. Okay, so thank you very much. Meditation should be done seated cross-legged, or in half lotus, or full lotus if you're flexible enough. Okay, welcome. My friends, this video is on a powerful ki meditation, and we'll do this in 2 parts. The conscious part, part 1, and the subconscious part, part 2, do next. The conscious part starts with positive thinking, And to do that, there are 4 characteristics of the heart: unity, love, light, and joy. Those will be most powerful for channeling the flow of ki through you. Though you can use any positive thoughts, any positive words that will be effective, good enough, let's say, for passing ki tests, such as "I can," or "I'll try this and see what happens. Judge it afterwards," let's say. But if you want the highest and best, that's what I'm telling you. For the conscious part, use those, let's say, try those. Unity, love, light, and joy, the characteristics of the heart of this training. Second is posture. So a good posture for unifying mind and body, make it easier, though many will work, is to stand with the weight over the balls of your feet. I'll take a side view so you can see the relationship of my head over my lower abdomen. So stand with the weight over your balls of your feet and bend slightly forward from the hip joints so that your forehead is above your lower abdomen. Make sure you're not sticking your whole pelvis forward. That's not what I mean. Just the top of the pelvis. The iliac crest will be tilted forward so that the bottom, the ischium, basically will be pushed backwards, or your butt will be pushed backwards slightly. That's a good posture for extending ki. Next is stop calmly in that posture. If you attempt to move at the same time as you put your attention on a principle to unify mind and body, the mind will be split between those two things. That's why we have this particular factor called stop calmly. Stop calmly in that posture. That doesn't mean you can't breathe. You can breathe, you can do any unconscious activity of your muscles, just keeping your posture and your heart beating and so forth. That's all fine. Stop calmly. And the final factor is attention on a principle that unifies mind and body. So in this case, we'll use extend ki. And for this, imagine a white light that's coming up through the earth. Like, let's say it's a metaphysical light. Obviously, white light doesn't normally flow up through the earth. But imagine a white light flowing up through your feet, legs, and trunk, and concentrating at the spine, and flowing along the spine, along the chakra system, to the crown of the head, which is also a chakra, and flowing out in 360 degrees to form a ball around you. And the bottom part of the ball goes down about a foot below your feet, rejoining that channel of light that's coming up through the center along the spine again. And imagine that recycling thousands of times per second. Furthermore, imagine that ball is made of crystal. And so that shape is a torus. Torus is nothing but a sphere with a channel coming up through the center, and it repeats that motion. And then imagine the entire ball that the torus forms is a crystal, and that will increase its value in terms of ki testing and so forth, which I will explain and demonstrate also.